Hello, peoples. Coping skills here. I'm a mental health counselor in Florida, and I play games and stream them live on Twitch to give a space for people to come and interact with me, ask me questions so they can get the perspective of a mental health counselor on something that they might be going through, and I have to necessarily pay just for some quick advice or perspective. Um, so if you want to catch me or interact with me there, you can go to Twitch. And catch me there. The link's in the description below. Other than that, I'm doing great. Hope you guys are doing great. Having a good day. Lovely, lovely, beautiful day. Um, but today, I'm a little excited. I'm continuing my REN journey, and this one has been amped up a lot, and it's long. It's 13 minutes because it's 3 videos, and I'm doing them back to back to back. That's the way that I was suggested and encouraged to do so by several people. Several people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The Tale of Jenny and Screech, and apparently the last one is called Violet's Tale. So three three pieces to this journey, to this tale. Um, when people started suggesting it, I was like, man, it sounds like something out of grim fairy tale. The description of this piece of art or music video. So yeah, but and if you don't know, grim fairy tales, we think of them as these light-hearted fairy tales and whatnot. But if you actually get to the old books, the original, they're almost like horror films. So or horror stories anyway. Yeah, a lot of things are cut out of those in the things that are produced for children's fairy tales today, which is good for children. But if you ever want the true story, yeah, look it up and take those in. Like Cinderella is a much different tale. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, I'm excited about the tale of Ginny and Screecher and Violet's tale. I've been told that the people didn't want to spoil it for me, so I'm guessing um, that there might be something to spoil. I've been told Ren is very layered, so I'm gonna try to keep my senses about me, wits about me, and see what I grasp. If I miss anything, please let me know in the comments below. Kind of prepared for the unexpected. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Classical nylon string guitar again, like in high Ren, and you can play. It's like a kazoo internal.
It was a quiet dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, because she walked it about 1,000 times before. She wanted to escape. Can you blame?
Hmm.
Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain. He'd been smoking ganja with the boys. James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech. He was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief. At 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul.
14.
As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware. Maybe intuition bugging her and making her so scared. Sirens sound in the distance at the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Our poor girl Jenny, a boy named Screech.
There was a lot of information there. I'm gonna have to go back. I feel like I missed quite a bit. What I'm gathering so far is Jenny, a young lady, walking home late at night. Um, she doesn't like her situation. She wants to get out of there. She's been here 1,000 times before. Not sure what a young lady is doing walking the streets at 1,000 times. That's a bit concerning. But and then the hooded kid, 14 years old, smoking ganja. Um, and then something about the devil having him or something. I'll go back a little bit to re-listen to that part. And then back to Jenny, um, on edge, something like that. Okay, so that's what I got so far. Um, so comments that I have: man, great guitar playing. He's kind of walking here. It's a beautiful shot in this alleyway. It looks like uh, in the city. Very engaging. He's making eye contact with the camera at times. Yeah, uh, a great shot. That trumpet thing or kazoo thing he did with his mouth, that was interesting. A little choice there. Kind of lighthearted, uh, but they kind of switched gears and was like right into like storyteller mode. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, he was really kind of shifted into that. I'm gonna go back just a little bit.
Jenny walked alone, she was dragging her feet. She was heading back home to sleep.
So dragging her feet. So maybe not feeling good, maybe sad, tired, heading back home to sleep, so probably tired.
Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor because she walked it about 1,000 times before. She wanted to escape. Can you blame? Well, on the very same night, in a different place, there walked this hooded young youth by the name of James. He was 14 years old and out of his brain. He'd been smoking ganja with the boys.
So in and out of his brain, so sounds like he's high as a kite. That's what I'm kidding.
James, he grew up to be a kid of the street. His mates called him Screech. He was quick on his feet. He was a liar, a thief. At 14 years old, the devil had set his sights on his soul.
Okay, so he's a liar and a thief. All right, but I really like his his name's James, but um, they call him Screech because he's quick on his feet. So makes me think of being in kind of Converse tennis shoes, running around on a basketball court, and you stop and you hear that screech. That's kind of got how he got his name. But the first time I heard it, I'm a little older than a lot of people nowadays. So, but I remember the original Saved by the Bell. There was a character named Screech in that show, so that's what I was thinking originally. But he was more of a nerd, so this is definitely a different kind of character, right? Hooded liar, thief, quick on his feet. Okay, I think I'm caught up.
As Jenny walked home all alone, she felt scared. Usually she was alright, but it was like there was something in the air. A divine intervention telling her to beware, maybe intuition bugging her and making her so scared. Sirens sounded in the distance at the beat of Jenny's feet. A symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Up or go Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing now? You playing?
Okay, hold on just a second. I'll go back to this, but man, such like a wave of description. Um, Liquid nitrogen in the dark night, statue and shoes. Um, there's some other verbiage there at the end, or before that as well. Go back just a little bit.
If you cooperate.
There.
Her and making her so scared. Sirens sound in the distance at the beat of
This part, the sirens in the distance, and then something about crime. Um, but it really painted a picture in my mind of, blue lights, blue and red lights kind of going off, and hearing those sirens, and her feeling already kind of scared, um, and on edge. And then obviously, Screech here stops her and threatens her um, to rob her. Yeah, and the other thing that I noticed that um, the cadence of guitar playing when he's kind of talking about Jenny, it's a little bit more melodic, consistent, and then a little bit more harsh and aggressive tones when he's talking about Screech. It really plays into the story well, but then he like switches and really like leans into the camera and is engaging, and you kind of feel like you're Jenny at that time. So I really like that. Anyway, we'll keep going.
Jenny's feet, a symphony of the night that echoes crime on London streets. Jenny turns a corner, their eyes they meet. Up or go Jenny, a boy named Screech. Give me all your money, bitch, give it to me. If you cooperate, then you'll soon be free. I want your purse, your phone, don't fucking look at me. I mean it, bitch, are you listening to me? Jenny freezes statue like a lady shakes stalactite. Feel like liquid nitrogen in the dark night. She tried to find strength to move, but stayed as still as a statue in high-heeled shoes. What the hell you playing at? You playing games with me? I swear to fucking God, I'll slice the rosy off your cheeks. You think I don't mean it, go? You don't know me. The last thing you see will be a boy code. Screech reached with the sheath, with the blade, with the teeth that could bite through steel and slice concrete. And he swung possessed with the devil in his chest, and the statue she was turned to butter in her breath. It was a quiet, dark night in an empty street somewhere in London City. Jenny lay still on the cold concrete. She's found somewhere to sleep. Well, she knew this town, she knew this floor, 'cause she'd walked it about 1,000 times before. I guess that she escaped. It's such a shame.
I'm guessing that's the first one. Yep. Um, all right, so Screech um, turned Jenny into a mess on the floor. Turned to butter in a breath, I think is what he said. That's pretty descriptive. And he was kind of the narrator again, saying she found somewhere to sleep. She lay there on the cold concrete. Um, but then the words stuck out to me because of my interaction with the comment section. Such a shame. Somebody said, "Oh, remember those words when you get to Tale of Ginny and Screech." Such a shame. They thought it was poignant because I had mentioned something about it's such a shame that Ren had to go through some of the things that he's gone through, and they picked up. They're obviously very astute and know the song well because they picked up on those words. Such a shame. So yeah, um, but yeah, personally, like um, I have a daughter, um, so hearing the story of a young lady getting cut down, I couldn't help but picture my daughter in that situation for a little while. So definitely emotional. I appreciate the storytelling. Tragic. Tragedy really is what this is. Call it the tragedy of Jenny, I guess, for the first episode anyway. All right, so we'll get into the next one, I guess. Those are my thoughts. Um, what's next? Begin with the guitar opening. Lovely playing. Samuel. Who Samuel is, but let me know in the comments.
Our story, it starts right at the end.
Before we get started with the lyrics, um, man, the kind of the flow, it's almost um, like the Germans have polk music. That kind of that boom bop ba kind of reminded me of that a little bit, but very much like um man, I'm looking for a word I can't think of to describe the music, but if I remember it, I'll let you know next time I stop it. Go back just a bit here and go from here again.
Our story, it starts right at the end. At the life of poor Jenny, clocked out like Big Ben. Dear Screech, dear boy, where did he go? He melted into the black night just like
Well,
snow.
that's good camera work.
Patrick, man, let me in, please open the door. I think I fucked up, Patrick, really fucked up, man, I'm not sure. I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his
I'll go back a little bit, but I just wanted to comment him using the guitar to knock on, man, really brought you in. And that camera work, it seemed like we were really far away from Ren, and then in like a beat, we were right up on him. And Ren's voice during that time kind of like, where did he go? But kind of had that natural raspiness in there. Was really, I don't think I've heard him sing like that before. So I wonder if there's any songs where he's really raspy. It'd be interesting because he has such a beautiful high tone. I know he's just storytelling here really melodically, kind of like what do they call it in medieval times. In video games, sometimes there's characters, a bard, kind of like a bard. I don't know. All right, here we go.
knuckles became sore. Lying still on the floor, I think I killed her, Patrick, come on.
Oh, and the other thing that I was going to say is right here, like I said in the first one, called uh, Screech high as a kite, right? So he was high, and that happened, and now this is obviously him after the fact, freaking out. So I can imagine that in the state he's still high as a kite, and probably one of the side effects to a lot of marijuana use is can be paranoia, right? So like, I, that's what I'm kind of putting in here is this 14-year-old kid who just committed a heinous crime uh, and then uh, paranoid, running away from the scene, looking for help at a friend's house. So let me back here just a bit.
I got crazy, left this lady lying still on the floor. I think I killed her, Patrick, come on, man, I can't knock no more. But Screech kept on knocking till his knuckles became sore. But there's no
Hmm.
sign of Patrick down at number 54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away.
A little pause here because he's doing something. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing, but right before that, man, it really is engaging. I just want to compliment Rin and the cinematography here. It's just really engaging, and the times that he's not looking away from the, or that he is looking away from the camera, seem purposeful, and when he is looking at the camera, seems purposeful. So really interesting choices. Yeah, sorry I keep on stopping it, but um, there's a lot packed in because he can articulate and punch words through so quickly. It's hard to catch them all, get the essence, but um, anyway.
54. No refuge for our villain, for the bitter hands of fate, with something far more sinister in mind that does away. Hey, babe, are you in? Now, nothing really, I'm just a bit tired. Listen, can I swing around yours for a few moments? I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes!
Um, I'm a little confused by that part. Uh, is it an illustration of Screech? Because he couldn't find anybody knocking on the door, so now he's calling his girl up, wanting to meet with her, and then freaks out on her like that. I think that's what it is. But man, shifting styles so quickly. Um, interesting. Interesting choice. I mean, definitely kind of um, set you back a little bit. So maybe that's the purpose. Um, let's continue.
Siren sounds approaching like a bat.
Okay, hold on. Did you just go right back into playing the guitar?
I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes!
Playing that part well.
Siren sounds approaching like a
Yeah,
banshee
shifted
in
right
the
back into
night.
playing.
The shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one.
I missed something. Cry of Justice, Dark Knight. It sounds like police, but sorry. Go
Few
back.
moments. I just really miss you, babe. What the fuck do you mean you're busy? You fucking bitch! For fuck's sakes! Siren sounds approaching like a banshee in the
Okay,
night.
siren sounds.
The
Okay.
shrill cry of justice cutting like the sharpest knife. But Screech was never one to run, not one to miss a fight. One hand upon his blade, he turned to face the blue lights. Come on then, you fucking cunts, let's fucking have you then. I am Screech, I'm the boss, I'm the ender of men. You think that uniform you're wearing means that you own these streets? These are my fucking streets, and they call me fucking Screech. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", working London on the night shift. What he didn't think he'd see was a boy running at him like an animal possessed. With no time to hesitate, he fired 4 bullets at Screech's chest.
Oh wow.
Story, it ends right at the start. Young Screech and poor Jenny lying one street apart.
Oh wow.
An officer shaken by the boy that he claimed. 2 bodies lay lifeless, and it's such a shame. It's such a shame.
Oh wow. Okay. Yep. Okay, so Jenny's tail. Screech kills Jenny. Screech's tail. Um, Officer kills Screech. Um, I think he said the name of the officer. Let me see. Richard. Richard was an officer. Is what he said. Stands at 6'3". Big guy. Had to kill a kid. The camera work there using he used it twice. Once as knocking on the door. Now he's using the guitar as the firearm. more bullets, and then the camera work is great. Um, Kind of falls over. There's a little thud at the end. I don't know if that's a sound effect or if that added in later, if that was there. You hear that again. Thud. I wonder if there was somebody behind the camera that's making the thud sound or something. Because it looked like it's, you guys have been talking about one takes, and I noticed the first one was all one shot down that one alleyway. This looks like a different alleyway, and down the stairs, everything, it's all been one shot. Man, the talent that it takes to do that, it's amazing. But story wise, I just noticed that thud was a little bit strange. Um, but good. I like it. It's just a little unexpected. But yeah, the camera work. And then at the very end, what struck me was the effect used on the camera to kind of fade out, like um, Screech. He had said before that, Screech was losing his life. To see it fade out, it's kind of a good cinematic way to portray, lights going out. Um, yeah, tragic. So I'm curious as if this next story, it's called Violet's Tale, but I'm wondering if it involves Richard, the officer. That would be kind of interesting because we get Jenny and Screech, and then Screech kills Jenny, and then Richard, the officer, uh, has a 14-year-old kid running at him with a knife and uh, puts him down, and now he's got to carry that trauma or possible trauma or guilt or whatever he has to deal with as an officer. I'm curious if Violet still involves Officer Richard. We'll see. Here we go. But another tragedy, nonetheless. And the guitar again. So before we get too started, I don't want to stop him after he gets to. I'll go back because I really like the guitar playing. It's beautiful, but I just take note like the sound. Headphones gives you really good in-depth perception, but like the ambient sounds and where he is really adds some nice natural reverberation to that. It really kind of again brings you into that setting. He's obviously in a hospital gown here, IV bag, different things. So um, we'll see where this goes. But obviously we've had um, two tragedies, and hospital would be a logical place to go next. So we'll see if that's a continuation. Um, Okay, we'll see. But I just wanted to go back, but I just wanted to call out um, the settings, right? Like the first one was through that alleyway, and the second one ended in an alleyway, started on some stairs, um, but there was open space where he was uh, had that kind of cry, cry out, uh, where that thing. Uh, Earlier, you could tell it was kind of in open space, so just a really good cinematography there. Maybe I'm like keyed in. I'm like looking for any details that I can think of. Uh, here we go. I'll go back. It's impressive. Goodness. It's those acoustics again.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beeps and bloodstains, she saw a lady weep, she's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
Wait a minute. Okay. So I'm thinking about this lady in Paddington. Uh, he said, "The hands of time, we must rewind." In the last one, he uses his guitar as a gun, as a firearm, and then and as a door. And here he's using it as a wayback machine, uh, a sound effect machine to rewind time. Okay, well, that's brilliant. Okay, that sorry that was pretty good. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. Yeah, uh, just had to take note of that. That's amazing.
Lady weep, she's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's tale.
It's so good. It's like kind of pulky.
Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you of the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a
Just a second. All right, so I'm gathering there. Well, the first thing I thought about doesn't really seem important anymore, but was again the continuation of those acoustics, and he got in that hallway. It was a little echoey. First, it was a little off-putting, but then I was like, man, this is beautiful. And the spooky vibes. But then talking about uh, Violet's mom being a drunk and dad being a bastard. But then, the abuse issue there, just I've seen it a lot with clients. It's hard to prevent the transference there of emotions. Um, and like I said earlier, I have a daughter, so seeing, the violence to a young woman and now by her parents, um, yeah, uh, horrible. Sorry, I had to stop it. Um, gather myself a little bit. Okay, back to it.
bastard. Every night he took a tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet.
I'll go back to that, but so at least she got out of that situation, which is good. On welfare. Um, uh, a semi, some sort of flat. Um, in the U.S., we don't call them flats; we call them apartments. So, in some sort of apartment, and then mentions Tesco. I'm pretty sure that that's like a some sort of convenience store in the UK. Um, something like bricks. So basically, stocking shelves. And then met Stevie. So no Richard yet. I'm thinking Richard's not in this. So Violet, her parents were horrible, and now Stevie, who apparently is a prick. Okay. uh, tragedy here. Okay.
He moved out at 16, a semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet she fell fast. See, Stevie was a wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tight, but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance. Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood splat, bone crack, knick knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw and the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I want to do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet.
All right. All right. Sorry, I don't know if I was ready for that. I'm gonna go back and listen to it again. I think there's some stuff that I missed. Um, but man, first off, um, the thing that struck me first was when they were in that room and they looked up at the ceiling, the acoustics again. I couldn't help but notice that. But then he knocks on the door, kind of stops using the guitar, and is describing the situation. And then he's engaged with the camera again, and the focus, uh, is blurry and then gets clear. And it really brought you in there. And then the description of the physical abuse of Violet's boyfriend, and then left her on the ground, and she's not moving. She's silent. I think he calls her quiet several times. It happens so often with abuse and victimization is people don't speak up and get out of the situation. I hope you never feel like you don't have a voice. So if you're in some sort of situation, abusive relationship, anything along those lines, there are resources out there. Go to those resources. There's battered women shelters. There's a lot of different avenues to take. Um, but find your voice. Find your voice. Don't be silent. Man, so poignant. All right. Let me go back a little bit because I'm sure that there's something I missed.
Like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick, knack, paddy whack, one to the jaw and the tooth spot, detached, fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I wanna do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence.
Yeah, just that bit there. Um, you think I want to do this, Violet? Um, so, in psychological terms, that's a display of narcissism, right? The abuser becoming the victim in their own mind to perpetuate not being at fault for their abuse. They are the abuser, they are the ones at fault, but they're trying to be the victim, like they're forced into abusing. Um, toxic narcissism. If you're in an abusive relationship and you are surrounded by that type of narcissism, don't let it have power over you. Don't take the blame. You are not at fault. It is not your fault. It's the abuser's fault. And again, remove yourself from the situation, even if it's scary, even if there's some risk involved, as long as it's not too much risk. Find a way out, find them support. All right, we're going to continue.
Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet.
Sounds like the rewind thing again, but in reverse. So maybe we're going back to the beginning of the store where person, or the beginning of the story where the person's in the hospital bed. And we had to rewind the time, which would make sense. So that person was um, clinging to life. Okay. Uh, I think I'm on. I think I'm caught up with the story. Same riff as the beginning.
London city, far from pretty,
Hmm.
2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet,
What?
she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the
I gotta go back a little bit. The pregnant part took me out just a little bit. Hold on.
9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins
Twins.
are lying side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
What? Oh, I didn't see that coming. So it sounds like Violet was Ginny and Screech's mom, and they're twins. Man, a lot of thoughts going through my head. All right, so twins. So Screech killed Jenny, his sister. That only would have happened if they were separated. But their mom is dead, and their dad is probably in prison because he killed their mom. So they go into child care services and get separated. Never know each other. Man, tragic. Man, it's multi-generational abuse too, because Violet was abused by her parents. Man, it's the violence. Ugh, generational violence. Brain's like trying to connect dots. Man, Violet's tale. It's kind of like a The violence tale. Sorry, you guys are just staring at me, processing information, but it's impactful, obviously. Thanks for watching with me. Definitely gonna think about this some more. I think there's a lot more to unearth when I can watch it again. Um, got a little bit of emotions going on there too. I'm sure many people do. And man, that twist at the end. Um, it reminded me of. Um, I remember when I was a teenager. I think it was a long time ago. Hearing a song by Immortal Technique. Was. I think it was called this off the memory, something with like Dance with the Devil or something like that. Um, and that was way more graphic than this song, but similar twist at the end that kind of have the same feeling. Kind of brought me back there a little bit with a twist at the end. Man, I didn't see that coming at all. Oh no, but thank you. I could see why people told me to have tissue ready and be prepared for this one. A lot of layers, but so beautifully and well shot, especially like that last in Violet's Tale, the use of the acoustics, and man, the one shot again, hospital bed through the hallway, down the stairs into the parking lot, down another alley. Man, wonder how many times it took to get that right. Uh, man, his talent, his ability is immense. I'm gonna cut it off here. Um, I'll catch you on the next one.